The Holocaust, Part 1. The Rise of Adolf Hitler and World War II. National Socialist German Workers' Party members, known as Nazis, salute their leader Adolf Hitler in the center. In 1930, 4 years later, he became the sole leader in Germany. Photo from Wikimedia Commons. The first in a two-part series. World War II was the most destructive war in human history, lasting from 1939 to 1945. It engulfed the globe and resulted in the deaths of millions of people. During this time, another horror was taking place in Europe. It was called the Holocaust. The Holocaust was the mass murder of 6 million Jews by German Nazis. Jews are the followers of the religion of Judaism. Millions of people from other religions were caught and killed by the Nazis. They included Roma, sometimes negatively called gypsies, and people with disabilities. Jews, though, were the Nazis' main targets and victims. Adolf Hitler was the powerful leader of Germany and the Nazi Party. To him and his followers, Jews were a lower race of people and a danger to German society. Once he came to power in 1933, he began turning his hateful ideas into deadly action. Hitler's rise to power. Anti-Jewish bigotry and discrimination had roots in Europe long before the rise of Hitler. Followers of the Jewish religion were often seen as strange outsiders by their Christian neighbors. In many places, this suspicion and hatred took the form of racism. Racism is a dislike of people because of their skin color, culture, or where they come from. Why Adolf Hitler hated Jewish people so intensely is unclear. He served in the German army in World War I, which lasted from 1914 to 1918. Germany's defeated in this war left the country poor and weak. Hitler and people like him blamed the Jews for Germany's downfall. Though more than 100,000 German Jews fought for their country. After the war, Hitler joined a political group that became known as the Nazi Party. He was jailed in 1923 for plotting against the government. In prison, he wrote a book called Mein Kampf, which means My Struggle in English. In the book, he predicted another great war. He said Germany needed to seize more land for its people. He also argued for the elimination of all Jews in Germany. Many Germans were still upset about the troubles they faced after World War I. Following his release from prison in 1924, Hitler used their despair and anger to recruit followers. Under his leadership, the Nazi Party grew. They went from a small political group to a powerful one. In 1933, he was chosen for a top post in the German government. A year later, he named himself Führer, Germany's supreme ruler. Huge Nazi marches and rallies were staged to show off the Führer's powers. Nazis began persecuting the Jews. In March 1933, the Nazis opened a prison camp near the town of Dachau. Special police called the Gestapo hunted down Nazi opponents. They filled Dachau with anyone who opposed them. By July, camps like the one at Dachau held about 27,000 prisoners. By 1933, there were about 525,000 Jews in Germany. The Nazis began persecuting them. They fired Jews from government positions and forced Jewish businesses to close. In 1935, the Nazis passed anti-Jewish laws that took away many of their freedoms. Jews were constantly bullied. One night in November 1938, Nazi gangs went on a rampage. They burned Jewish synagogues, their buildings of worship. They smashed the windows of Jewish businesses, littering the streets with glass. It became known as the Night of Broken Glass, or Kristallnacht in German. Between 1933 and 1939, thousands of Jews left Germany if they could. Those who stayed lived in constant fear. World War II starts. In September 1939, the German army invaded Poland. The attack marked the beginning of World War II. The German forces made thousands of Polish Jews leave their homes and sent them to ghettos in Polish cities. There, they were trapped behind high walls and barbed wire. That fall, Nazi officials also began a program to kill Germans with disabilities. They planned to use a poisonous gas to murder these individuals. Some religious leaders in Germany protested, but this program continued in secret. These murders served as practice for the Holocaust. All right, guys, there will be a slide added at the beginning with directions on how to do this in slides, but I'm going to go ahead and read the questions to you. You'll mark it up in your slides, but I'm going to read the questions and the answer choices, so you'll have that. Based on the section, Hitler's rise to power, what did Hitler do first? A, he joined the Nazi Party. B, he argued for removing all Jews from Germany. C, he wrote a book called Mein Kampf. D, he served in the German army. Number 2, which section of the article explains how Hitler's political party forced millions of people to flee from Germany? A, introduction, paragraphs 1 through 4. B, Hitler's rise to power. C, the Nazis began persecuting Jews. Or D, World War II starts. Number 3, select the paragraph from the introduction, paragraphs 1 through 4, that best explains why the Holocaust occurred. Number 4, which selection from the section World War II starts best helps you understand that Hitler and the Nazi Party expanded their anti-Jewish ideas beyond Germany during World War II? A, in September 1939, the German army invaded Poland. B, German forces made thousands of Polish Jews leave their homes and sent them to ghettos in Polish cities. C, that fall, Nazi officials began a program to kill Germans with disabilities. D, some religious leaders in Germany protested, but this program continued in secret.